So Stephen Pearcy has this book called Rat and Roll. I think that's what it's called. Is that what it's called?
I think it is.
Because that was always their little catchphrase, rat and roll. Well, anyway, I did not realize how...
His backstory?
He had such an interesting life story. It really is fascinating. He is way more talented as a musician than I ever gave him credit for. Because, so I saw them in concert, I think on their first real tour. It was out of the cellar. It was right when they were taking off. I saw them in this place it was in Denver, this old place. It was this little small, Rainbow Music Hall is what it was called. Legendary place in Denver. Now it's a Walgreens. But at least it was last time I checked. And they still have the marquee up there that says Rainbow. Because I mean, everybody had played there at some point.
That's cool.
But I saw Rat there, and I remember... This and it held like 2,000 people, and they were just starting to take off. And I remember that they just weren't that great. He was kind of an average front man, and the band was meh, you know. And to be honest, he's still meh.
Yeah,
but from a singing standpoint, his voice is so good. And then you start realizing he's a guitar player, and he's the one that kind of writing these songs, and you go. This guy, and you look back at their catalog and you realize this guy had written some really catchy, good stuff. And he and Eddie Van Halen were buddies, and they were buddies because they were guitar players. And because Stephen Pearcy was a fan of Van Halen, because Van Halen was just up and coming back when he was starting to try to figure out how to be a young kid
kind of thing.
And I just, man, what an interesting, just a weirdly interesting guy.
Well, we talked about, before, like where people get their inspiration from or where they're at. But I have heard different interviews and excerpts about Stephen Pearcy, and I haven't read. I'll definitely take a look at that.
Really
book
unique guy.
But yeah, I mean, I think I like reading people's backstories, like what motivated them, how they persevered, and. I think I talked with Sammy Hagar book I did read, and that was pretty interesting.
I have to read that. I have to get that because I love Sammy Hagar.
All right, so that's what we'll do. We'll chime in.
Should one of these days maybe go through some of those books, because I love reading those books, especially because there's nostalgia involved. Where you go. When I read Rob Halford's book Confession, I mean, he starts going through. I think we talked about this before, but he starts talking about recording "Screaming for Vengeance" and "Defenders of the Faith," and I'm thinking to myself, I remember.
And those came out.
Yeah, I remember the whole, when this came out, and then hearing kind of what they were doing on the other end of it. Thanks for watching this clip from our show. Please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you enjoyed this video, I bet you know somebody else who would enjoy it too, so share it with them. Go to our channel right now where you can watch full-length episodes, and thanks for stopping by.